Hey guys, what's up? This is Shori from eGadgets for you, and in this video we will show you a complete review of the new handset from Samsung, that is the Galaxy J Max. This particular device is better known as a phablet as it boasts a 7-inch of screen display. Mind you, this particular device is a Make in India initiative with Samsung. So this particular device is only available in India and is released in August. It's available with black and the gold variations. I have the gold variation over here. It's made out of metal and it has some of the good specs and good features to work along with. So let's go to settings at first. Drop to about device and you find that this particular handset runs on the Android version of 5.1, which is Lollipop. So the latest OS of Marshmallow is not available in this particular handset as of yet, but hopefully it will get the update of Marshmallow pretty soon. In storage department, it has only 8 gigs of internal memory, out of which only 4 gigs was available to the users. But mind you, it supports an external micro SD card up to 256 GB. Additionally, the Samsung Galaxy J Max supports a USB OTG. As you can see, it has detected the OTG very smoothly. So that way, the storage department, there is no lag of outside storage. You get the ability of a 256 GB external SD card and the ability of an OTG. But internal memory is a lot to complain about, because if you install games like Asphalt 8, there is pretty little space available in the internal memory to install any other apps or games whatsoever. You do not find the auto brightness sensors in this particular device, but you have the outdoor mode available over here. In the toggle menu, you get something that says ultra data saving mode. Mind you, this particular handset supports a 4G connectivity. So with the ultra data saving mode, you get to save the data of 4G and use it for a longer period of time. You also have the S bike mode. So when you're riding a motorcycle or bike, you get the ability to sync your handset with the S bike mode. Under settings, there is no fancy stuffs or any other noteworthy stuffs that are present. It's pretty standard, pretty simple, like you find in any other Samsung devices as well. There is no bloatware in this particular device, no special apps as such, although you find the Opera Max and the Handcom Office pre-installed in this particular device. Making calls is a delight as because the keypad is pretty wide and very easy to type in. But mind you, taking calls or putting this in one hand and making a call is quite a difficult task because of this long display of 7-inch. So that's when this particular Bluetooth headset comes in handy. This Bluetooth headset comes by default along with the handset in the box, as you have seen in the unboxing video of this particular handset as well. Mind you, it does not have a 3.5mm jack input headphones, so you need to use your old headphone or you have to buy a separate one for that. But calls are quite clear and crisp. Due to the nature of a 7-inch of display in the Samsung Galaxy J Max, you get the ability to divide the screen into 2 halves. As you can see over here that I have divided the screen into 2 halves, so multitasking is a great option in this particular handset as well. In the Antutu benchmark test, it scores at 21,376, not the greatest at the end of the day. So let's dig deep into the device. This particular handset runs on a Spreadtrum AC8830 chipset and has a quad-core processor clocked at 1.5 GHz with Cortex A7. It supports a GPU of Mali 400 MP2. It has 1.5 gigs of RAM. So not the greatest at the end of the day, but standard useful stuff. From a performance point of view, this particular phablet is pretty fast and loads pages very easily and very smoothly. This particular device does gives you a lot of space to read and browse the internet, as a result of which reading your ebooks is a great delight in this particular handset. The pinch to zoom works perfect. It never fails or never lags whatsoever. From a display perspective, this particular handset has a TFT capacitive touchscreen with 16 nm of color. It has a 7-inch of screen display size. It supports a resolution of 1280 x 800 pixel and has 216 ppi pixel density. As is quite evident in this particular pictures in this particular handset also, that the display is quite bright. You never get compromised with the display of a Samsung handset till now. It's bright. Although the viewing angles are great, but not the greatest at the end of the day, because we have seen some of the greatest display in the latest handset from Samsung. But then again, it's not bad also. So nothing much to complain from a display perspective. Playing games is a delight in this particular device. The only reason is that it has a 7-inch of screen display. with a mediocre chipset and a mediocre GPU and only 1.5 gigs of RAM, you will feel amazed that it held up Asphalt 8 to a great deal. There were no lag in playing some of the wonderful games in this particular device also. The display is quite bright, it's quite vibrant, as a result of which playing was an absolute delight. The Samsung Galaxy J Max has a non-removable lithium-ion 4000 mAh of battery at the back. It's a great deal. On high usage of 3G and Wi-Fi, the battery lasted close to 2 working days, although not entirely 2 working days. But then again, with high gaming, Wi-Fi or 3G or 4G connectivity, or using this particular device for a long period of time, the battery tends to give a good output at the end of the day. The Samsung Galaxy J Max has an 8 megapixel shooter with focal aperture of f/1.9 autofocus at the back. Shoots video at 720p at 30 frames per second. The front camera is a 2 megapixel shooter with focal length of f2.2 aperture. You get the camera settings, the screen size, the flash, the timer and the effects. Along with that, you also get some of the beautiful modes, as is quite available in some of the latest handsets from Samsung. Auto mode is the most and widely used mode as per my opinion. On ample source of light, as you can see in this particular picture, it took out good pictures and good photos. The tap to focus works to a great deal, as you can see in this particular picture. The camera fails slightly in low light conditions, but then again, because of the presence of a good flash, it took a great picture over here also. Mind you, this particular picture was shot in complete darkness, yet it came out bright and pretty clear. This is an artificial lighting condition. As you can see that all the textures and each and everything are quite easily visible in this particular picture as well. In very low light condition also, due to the presence of a good flash, it took a bright picture. It's not the greatest, but then again, it's not the worst also. The front camera of 2 megapixel shooter does good justice as per the specs available in it. You will see that it takes bright selfies, although it tends to get a bit blur, but then again, a 2 megapixel shooter, what more can you expect from it? As far as my verdict goes for the Samsung Galaxy J Max, it's priced at 13,400. The only USP according to me is a 7-inch of screen display. They have made a phablet. It's not the thinnest phablet at all by any means. It has a good battery backup, mediocre camera, and a huge complaint for a 1.5 gigs of RAM. It's totally unacceptable at this price range, because they could have easily given a 2 GB of RAM at least. The performance of the handset is not the bad, I must say. The graphics and the display angles are also good, not the greatest at all. But then it just gets your job done. From a gaming perspective, due to the presence of very low internal memory, you can install only one high-end games at one point of time. But a bigger screen gives you a good visual effect from a gaming perspective. It does not lags or does not heats up to a great deal, although it has a minor warming effect. But then again, it's quite adjustable and understandable. Also, the 4000 mAh of battery tends to get last for close to 2 working days. So that is a good thumbs up from that point of view. My complaint is that it's a bit overpriced, but that is my opinion. Do let me know your views and your opinion in the comment section below. Stay subscribed to my channel. I'll catch you guys in my next video very soon. That's it guys. Bye for now.